Okay. Let's see, press the buttons. I've got an alert. Okay, turn that off. All right. So just pressing the buttons in the right order. Good morning, good evening, good night. Wherever you are in the country, in the world. Right. Good, good, good. I'm just making sure that's done. That's done. Can I get a quick audio check before we officially start? Make sure you can see me, you can hear me, and I'm good to go. All right. So it is 8 p.m. Rocking and rolling. Okay. So first of all, I want to pat everyone on the back for doing their homework. We did this session, like the morning session earlier, and found some, people found some great coins, some really good stuff. And it really makes me proud. One of the things I got asked last night for me, because it was like midnight, was how do I do this kind of masterclass with a level of intensity, do 2 sessions a day? And last night we actually went pretty long, about 2 hours, because we have a lot to cover. And one of the things with that is seeing people get this, seeing people do this, seeing people actually apply it fires me up. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to be a complete and utter wreck because this is like a marathon, but hey, we're here, we're doing good things. All right, so let me just make sure I got my co-pilot here. There we go. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do, guys, is just dive right in. Let me just press the buttons. Sure, this shit works. All right. We're going to go through this fast. So I'm going to give you kind of preface this session. You're going to want to go through this session multiple times. Okay. So go through the replay, work along with it. I'm going to give you some reference coins to work with. We're going to cover them today. And this is going to allow you to basically repeat and learn to walk in this world. What we're going to cover today, at first, may seem a little confusing. It's a new skill, okay? But the way you learn and you get good at this is by application, even if you fuck up, okay? The whole point of what we do is it's a process. It's a machine-learned process. We're going to try and remove discretion, emotion, and all the other things and become very mechanical about this. And it's how all the money is created in this industry. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let me just share the screen. This, yeah, there we go. So today is about creating a production line process, okay? It's all about actually getting shit done, okay? Building long-term wealth over time. Now, housekeeping, make sure you're in Discord, yada, yada, yada. The same shit we've said for the last few days. Again, make sure you're in the Discord community. Press the buttons, go to the Start Here link. Make sure you've got access to the resources doc. You're good to go. And yeah, if there's any loser reaches out to you trying to say they're me, we got yada, 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 they're reaching out to Facebook, ignore the buggers. You'll know it's me if it has a blue check. And actually, just for reference, because I need to actually update my Facebook, but the current picture is actually this guy in shades. Okay, so just be aware of about 37K followers. Just keep that in mind. All right, because it's changed since that. Right, cool. with that being said, let's dive into what we've covered so far. So day one was about creating the foundation, starting points, what this is all about. And we got set up with MetaMask wallets and everything else. Day number two, how to identify high potential opportunities. Day three, what we're covering today, is about creating this production line process, the $1 million mindset, so to speak, which is more of a business philosophy, but also a life philosophy, but it applies very much to trading. Consistency and predictability. We'll touch on what we call the double tap strategy, plus a lot more. Then day four is the most important day, because this is how we speed this up. I'm going to show you some tools, some techniques, some strategies, some ways to work in what we call the hive, which is everyone working together for the betterment of everyone in terms of finding good bloody coins and trades. And then day five is the Ask Sean Anything, and a little bit of acceleration as well. All right, so we are giving away $1,000 at the end of this, like I've mentioned, and other prizes as well will be given at the end of this session. And we did have a winner from the aha moment. That was Dan. He was on last night's session, so he won the $100, and we'll do that again today. All right, so day three agenda, very quickly. I'm going to put it all together, the $1 million mindset. Build consistency in the approach, the double tap method, and there will be homework, okay? We'll also do a recap and a Q&A. So let's go through what a quick routine looks like, okay? And you can spend longer on this. I tend to be done before I finish my morning coffee, okay? Which I haven't had yet. Because I basically woke up at 6 o'clock and, well, actually 5 o'clock, and and here I am. It's 7 a.m. here in Bangkok. So after this, coffee, gym, and we'll rock and roll. But time management, we want to be efficient with our time. Okay, so I'm going to give you a routine, and you can adapt this for your own purposes and everything else, but it just gives you an idea about how much I spend or how much time I might spend on things. For me, it's a lot quicker, but I've been doing this a lot longer. So 60-minute plan, looking for new coins, 10 minutes. I actually posted a video last night, by the way, and it was part of the session 3, where I did this from scratch, going to find coins, marking things up and trading, and it was 5 minutes. And that was finding coins, eliminating most of the crap, looking at the 2 that were left, and marking them up for possible trades and everything else. I posted that video, go watch it after we're done here, obviously. But let's just create this 60-minute plan. So scour posts, callers, notices, and any new listings to have awareness of potential coins that are, tickling my radar, so to speak. Looking at launch lists, pre-launch lists, seeing if there's anything new and interesting, okay? And you build up an awareness over time. At first, you're like, okay, well, I'm doing this. Over time, it becomes routine, habit, and you're just like, yeah, okay, boom, 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 up at a few tabs, you're good to go. Allocate 10 minutes to efficiently scan through these resources, compile your shortlist. In other words, are these good, worth looking at? If not, kill them, and you end up with a small list of things to dig in. It may take longer over time. This speeds up fast. Now, validation and verification. We showed you a very, very quick path. Does it have a red flag audit? Kill it. Okay, how does it look with audits? Run it through Token Sniffer. If it's below 75, kill it. Eliminate it. Don't worry about it. Find the ones that meet those criteria. Those are the ones you can dig deeper on. And that kills 90% of the bullshit right off the bat. So you've got your quick sweep and red flags to dismiss a coin. For the ones that pass that, then take a deeper look. If you cannot find a potential good coin, don't force a bad coin. Don't feel compelled to have to trade. We only want to focus on good coins that meet our criteria. And, actually, it's not uncommon to have no trades at any given time and then wait until later and see if another one comes along. It's okay. So execute the trade. That's what we're going to cover today. Monitor the price movement of the validated coins. Is it meeting certain criteria? wait for the first dip after initial thrust, mark it off. We're going to cover exactly what that means today. Allocate 5 to 15 minutes to see how price fluctuates, enter a trade when the opportunity arises. Look, check the order flow, and we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Checking the tokens, all that other stuff. We don't try and get in on what's called block zero, which is the very, very first trade, because we want data. That's why we buy on the first dip. I'll explain a little bit about that. Also, we're going to set up what we call moving averages, which is just an indicator to give you an idea and qualify how price is moving. And then every charting platform has these indicators. This is a very, very basic setup, but we'll explain why it's significant in a little bit. All right, I thought my cats were in the bloody windows. My printer started buzzing and beeping at me. I was like, what the hell? Did the cat sneak in here again? I shut the bloody door. All right, so putting it all together, we're going to secure profits for minimize loss. So if we've got trades that are active, have they hit target? Are there things that we need to do? How do we exit a trade? We'll talk about that in a little bit. Is there a dip below the 20 moving average? Is there a sign of exhaustion? Predefined percentage or risk to reward target? Is price diving below entry? It's a big sell-off. One thing I always do, and I'm fucking obsessed with this, is I define my exit criteria before I ever place the trade. Okay? It's not about the money you make, but also about the money you keep. And then we rinse and repeat and evaluate. Well, I'm going to give you a trade log in a few moments. You log your trades, why you got into the trade, the reasons, search for new coins, maybe add, if I've got time, I'll go look and see, okay, is there anything else I can add to my watch list for validation tomorrow? I allocate no more than 10% of my capital per trade, which is aggressive. And the reason for that is that can scale really fast. However, when you first start, we're going to be paper trading. I want you to paper trade for 30 days. Okay. And then from there, after 30 days, start small. Can be $10 trades. You're not going to trade Ethereum. Just going to be very clear. BNB coin, Solana, start with those. Those are great starter coins, starter places. And also the cost of doing business is a lot less. Be mindful of your emotional state while trading. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. It's actually very important. A lot of what we do is very mechanical. It removes emotion, but we are all humans, okay? When we have a win, we're happy. When we have a loss, it could affect you as well. So we want to manage that. And if you need to trade smaller because you're trading too big, that's okay. If you need to take a break, take it. It's the way it is, okay? So when you first start, like I said, we're going to be paper trading. I'm going to show you how to do that in a few minutes. And when you go live, start small and make sure you got the consistency that you had with paper trading when you start going live, okay? So this 60-minute process forces discipline, focus, and reduces risk and emotion. Okay, so let's actually go ahead and do it. So pull this out the way. Now, right now, just in general, let's talk about the markets. The Bitcoin we're having, if I go back to September, this is Bitcoin. Okay, it makes up most of the crypto market, and we had September and October. Okay. Markets have done pretty well. We've gone from at the lowest point here in this range. You just go back, yeah, September, that's the lowest point, 52,000. We're currently at 72,000. So it's done pretty well. Okay, the S&P 500 for 2024, and actually the low point of 2023, you can see we've actually been doing pretty bloody well in terms of the markets. Now, the markets don't reflect the economy. We'll go into my Thomas Sowell freaking lectures here, but yeah, this is, we've had a bullish market, okay? But with what we do, again, these coins, we don't care. It's nice because what happens is you have a spate of new opportunities come out when the crypto market's doing well. And that's what expected for September and October. Into November, somewhat, it slows down around Christmas, and then Q1, the January to March, we start seeing another usual push of new projects and new stuff coming out. So we had students go find, including you guys, obviously, go find coins. And here are some of them. Now, I've put this in the resources document. We got a tracking tool here we'll go through in a moment. I also did update for mobile apps for Dex Screener and Dex Tool, so if you install these on your phone. And I've got 3 reference coins. These are 3 of the coins that people found. We're going to walk through this. We did this in session 1. We'll do it here as well. And I say session 1 is like the morning session. So here's one coin, DBA, Dream Big Again. So what we do is we're looking for a certain pattern. And that pattern is the first interest of a coin, then it fades away. People sell off their first thrust because they've made money, being in early. So there's usually a sell-off. Now, what we want to do here is then mark off the highest point of that initial thrust. And then we've got 2 things that can happen. The first is it can go up. And let me just change the color of this. Okay. I'll make it a little thicker. And if that happens, great. Or it can go down and keep going down. If that happens, well, so be it. But what we're looking for is the former. We want it to come back up, and if it beats our initial high, and it closes above it, then we got a trade. So we want this very simple pattern, and that's what we're looking for, is we're looking for that to confirm. Now, what this means is there was initial interest, people sold off and profited, but there was enough interest to continue upward trajectory. That's all we're looking for. And this has made me so much bloody money over time that it's ridiculous. But this is all we're looking for, because when we first have a coin, if I just get rid of all these bloody drawings real quick, actually, tool down here. Okay, cool. So when we first look at this, we don't know what it's going to do. So I can follow it. Oh, there's my dip. So I know that this is the highest point. So I take this tool, I scroll up, this trend line tool, and I know this is very basic. And some people have already traded, but bear with me. So I mark off the high. And what I'm looking for is for the coin to come back up. Okay, now, do I need to explain what a candle is? Each one of these candles or bars represents what happens in a block of time. In this case, we're on a 15-minute chart. So each one of these candles represents a 15-minute action. No. Okay. Right. So in this case, green candle just means it went up for this period from here to here and then stopped here. A red candle opened here, closed here. It went as low as the bottom of the wick and as high as the top of the wick, if there's a wick. Okay. Now in this case, I'll just zoom out. It never beat that initial thrust. So guess what? Close it. Not interested. We've dismissed that. Okay. Now, let me just actually remove some of this. Okay. So let's have a look at tee-hee-hee. I swear to God, this is like Michael Bloody Jackson. That's all I can hear. Now, let me also reset the price. Okay, so the initial thrust was quite significant. Boom, boom, boom. And then we had our first dip. So good first 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then we had a dip. People sold off. So mark the high. And I'm just going to do it this way. And then it actually almost immediately broke through. I'm going to zoom in here. And the very next candle closed above that point. So on the next candle, we have a trade. So I'm going to use the long position tool. If you roll over and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, you can see a few different tools. We're looking for the long position tool. And we're going to place a trade. So this is a virtual trade to mark out a target where we're going to get out for an oh shit moment and then see what's, okay, hold on 1 second. So you take the bottom, we're going to move it to the bottom of the dip, which wasn't far away. If it's not far away, I might take it to the open, especially if it's not long after the coin first opened. But I'm going to set my target to 1.5 risk reward ratio or 100%. So in this case, 100%, right there. Now, the coin went along and it hit that 100%, but it blew right past it. So here's what I do. I've already said if it goes below here, which is 0.42 did there. If it goes below this line, get out. Okay, I protect my money. However, it shot past 100%. All right, so what I do is now I'll take another line, I'll mark it here, and then I'll increase my target to 200. Which it hit right here. Okay. Now, it blew past that, but it came back down. But I can wait a little longer. I can take my 200%. And one thing I want you to do when you first start is if you hit 100% or 200% very quickly, take your money. That is consistent profit. Now, in this case, it did go past. So I could, again, take my line. I could put it to my 200 and place my target again. I usually do it in stages of 50%, but in this case, the momentum was pretty big. So I can take it up to 300. And it did that, and it blew past it. Okay, fine. So I'll take my virtual stop, another 100%, take it here, and the next bar, it almost came back down to the 200 and stopped there. Okay, so, okay, fine. I could have taken my 200% and walked away. And I would turn, say, 1,000 into 2,000 profit. So I get my original 1,000 back plus an extra 2 grand. I'm okay with that. Now, that being said, if I had missed this bar, another criteria is you see this 9-period moving average. Let me cover how to add those real quick. So another exit criteria is target-based, which is the most standard basic one you can do, okay, which is risk to reward ratio and this step method. Even if you just take 100% or 200% and you cash out, guess what? You've just doubled your money. That's okay. That's a good fucking day. But another thing is we're going to use indicators. Indicators are price analysis tools. They basically calculate a certain metric against the available data. That's what an indicator. They're not signal generators. They indicate a certain thing. I just want to be very clear with language. So we're going to use moving average multiple. Okay, and that puts these lines on the chart. What do these lines mean? It's the average price of X number of candles. So in this case, we're going to set this. I'm going to go to settings. So the little 3 dots, settings. By the way, I put the settings here so you can come back to it and refer. So the first one we're going to set to 9, and then we're going to use a standard stack, 20, 50, 200. We're going to ignore the last two. So 9, 20, 50, 200. We're going to come over to style. You can set these any color you like, but for what I do, so you have the same as me, I set the first one blue, next one white, and I make it just a little thicker so you can see this line gets thicker and thicker. So yellow, medium thickness, the last one orange, and I make that thicker than the others, and then I turn off the other two. Now, if you look here, after 9 candles, we start getting this one, because now we have 9 pieces of data to work with, 9 bars, and that's the 9-period moving average. So it takes the close of each one of these candles and 9, and then it averages it and puts a dot, and then it creates that dot as it goes forward. This one is the white one, is the 20 period. We have 20 bars and yada, yada, yada. And then over here, we've got the 50 starting to move. So this one rallied, went up, and actually, if we were using the dip, there's actually, it went as high as 500%. Now, we would have actually got out about 200% if we took that dip. It did actually breach the 300. So you could have legitimately taken your profit and gone at about 300 and say, okay, that's enough for me for right now. 300. Well, now you could have raised it to 400, got out and said, yeah, because the other thing, another exit criteria. So you got your target, but you also have what we call a sign of exhaustion, which is this big wick at the top. And you also had these two, which were pause bars. When you have a big wick on the top and a small body, that's usually a good indication that interest is slowing down. And what happens is if I plot a line here, you can see it's starting to level off. If I take an average line and I look at the growth, yeah, that's starting to level off. Time out, take my money, go. Okay, that's good. Now, it could continue, but guess what? That's where you can double tap. So if I took my profit here, and come down a bit, say I took out 300%. I'm very happy with that. Now, I can then mark off the high, and if it beats through that, guess what? I've got a second setup. It's your double tap method, which it didn't do. And quite often with a lot of these meme coins, it dropped off, and look at the interest. Fuck all. This coin's dead now. Quite likely. Okay, but took 300%. That's a good day. And that was a coin found by you guys. Okay, 300%. Let's have a look at another one. Cherry. I'm just going to remove some drawings here from earlier. So, okay, zoom in, initial thrust. Okay, mark off the high. This is our line in the sand. We just remove that. So I'll move that across. Took a little while, but we had our trade. Cool. Open on the next one. And here's how you actually, I went through marking one up, but let's actually place the trade, okay? Or walk through what would have happened as a trade. So I'll set up my 100% or 1.5, actually about the same. So I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to take 100%. Okay, so my initial target is 0.25. It hits this point. My stop is here. Now, I can come over here to the trade. I'm going to remove the demo one I did. Okay. So I can say, okay, I want to paper trade this one. So my stop is the previous low. So it went up and it dipped. Went up, dipped, went back up. So this is my previous low right here. So I'll take my stop and I'll move it down to that. 0.5242. My target is 0.2577. Okay. So I can come over here to this and say, okay, it's Cherry Ethereum. Now I'm going to put it up here so it removes formatting. And come over here. By the way, this link is in the resources. Copy link, give it to you now, just so it's separate, but the idea it's in the resources stuff. All right, the date, well, this was 10/30/2024. We're going long. Entry price, what was the entry price? 0.13832. 0.13832. Okay, I'm going to risk $100 just for simplicity. By the way, you got a trade calculator over here. Say I'm starting off with a $500, $100 a trade at 2% risk. I can put in what the coin is. Funnily enough, got it here. I need to buy for $100. I need to buy 7,410 of these coins, relatively. So that calculates how many to buy for the amount of risk. Now, back over here. So I know that's my target. If I hit that target at 100%, guess what? My profit is $100. Just keep it simple when you're paper trading. Okay. I'll show you how to place a real trade in a moment. But we're paper trading for right now, just to keep it simple. Come across. Oh, it hit target and it went past it. So what do? Back up. And we can raise our target. Say we'll do 50. I usually do blocks of 25 or 50%. So in this case, I'll just say 50%. Oh, it hit that target here, went through it. All right. So if it's in the top right corner, then of your target, then it's good to then raise it again. So I'll take 150%. It came down. It actually dipped past right here. It dipped past the 9-period moving average. That's a good reason to get out. So fine, I'll take my money. It's dipping here, 125%. Walk on. Done. Now, I can also then say, okay, if that's the case, I've taken 125%. All right. Is there a legitimate reason to do another trade? So I can move my marker across. It did close above, but it closed down immediately. You probably wouldn't have taken that trade. So now I can just sit and wait. Is it going to close above again? Yada, yada, yada. Because when I see a big fade off like this, and then nothing, and then suddenly pops up, I want it to continue. I want to show that there's continued movement. Didn't get that. And usually after that first big secondary thrust fades away. That's what it seems to be doing right now. So a quick 125% there, a quick 300% there, 2 coins found by you. Pat yourselves on the back. Done deal. Okay, now how do you sell? Well, let me show you. If it hits target, first of all, close it. I went through a couple of exit criterias, but how do you actually physically trade, and how do you get out? So say, for example, this one, tee-hee-hee. When I'm ready to buy, I make sure my wallet is connected. I'll have my Ethereum on top and my tee-hee-hee below. I will say how much I want to buy. Now, I'm going to show you a quick way with the trade calculator. First of all, I'll switch it across and say that I want, I'll put it in here. What's the coin price? It tells me how much to buy, 7,410. So come back over to the coin I'm trading. 7,410, whoops. Coins, point whatever, and you can actually buy fractions of a coin, but you just do that as a simplicity. If I do that, that is, I'll tell you then how much of Ethereum that is, and then flip it back, and it'll bum, 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 and then you click this button, swap, and it will say it's connecting to my wallet, and confirm, and da. Right now, I don't have that much. It reckons that the fee will be about $5. That's the gas price of transaction. I've only got like 35 bucks in here. Fuck all. So boom, that's it. And when it comes time to sell, guess what? You reverse it. You say, I want to sell this many he coin for, and it'll tell you this much Ethereum, and it will say, go ahead, confirm, and click that. It'll open up MetaMask, and that's all it does. That's it. That's how you trade. And it'll do a difference between swapping and everything else. So that's all you're doing. You're not using an exchange. You're swapping with other people. And they say, oh, we'll sell you some of that. Or we'll sell you some of that. Bum, 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 back and forth. So if I'm selling he coin, there's people who want to buy it while I'm selling it. Okay, fine. They'll do that. If you're not getting filled, there's a thing called slippage. Slippage is really a bad word for it. I would say it's an incentive. If I'm selling, or I want to buy he coin, okay, and I've got a whole lot of people with he coin who are waiting to cash out. They're looking to make profit from it. And there's maybe 50 people wanting to buy. Slippage is how much you're willing to pay over the value of the coin to get filled. And if everyone else is using very, very small amounts of slippage, or they have it set to auto, a lot of the time they're struggling to get filled because you've got 50 people wanting to buy, and the people selling are saying, well, who's going to make me the best offer? So if I'm making 100 or a potential of 100, 200%, I'm not going to fuck around. I want the pricing right now. So I will set this to 5 as a starting point. And if I don't get filled, then I'll raise it to 8. And if that doesn't get filled, then I'll raise it to 12. I won't go really above 12, but there you go. And that means I'm willing to pay 12% more to get filled. So if I've got the potential to make 100% or 200%, I'm willing to pay 5%, 8%, or 12% above, then I'm going to be out of that crowd of 50 people. I'm going to say, hey, fuck those guys. I'm willing to pay, 5% more. And they're going to go, sold. I'm going to get filled. 49 other people, fuck them, because they weren't willing to pay a little more. That's a business mindset thing. It's a money mindset thing, but it's what allows you to do this. I'll sacrifice 5% and I'll take 95% profit. Or here's how you do it, cost of doing business. Instead of 100% profit, raise it up 5%. Just increase your target to compensate for your slippage. Hit the target, still did. Good, fine. This is business. Okay. Like I said, you bring a business mindset to everything you do, you're doing fantastically well. You just account for the slippage. The other thing you could do is if you think, okay, well, when it comes time to sell, I will take 5% less just to sell it. So when people are looking to buy, I'm going to be the cheaper option by sacrificing 5%. Well, guess what? I just set my target to 310 or 110. That's my slippage to get in, slippage to get out, and I still keep 100% or what have you. Does that make sense? Does I know I've covered a lot of ground, and like I said, just in principle, does all of that make sense? Okay, yeah, okay, good. So again, it's business principles. Most people like try and just use the defaults and everything else, but the whole point of what I do is, look, I'm in this to make fucking money. We all are. This is what it is. And it's a case of, okay, cost of doing business, there's fees on both sides. I'll account for that by raising my target just enough to take care of that. And boom. Now, if it's hovering around, say, for example, let's use this one. If it's hovering around my target and it's not quite there and it looks like it's dipping away, fuck it, I'll close. Close enough is good enough. Here's my main exit criteria. Percentage target, that's my number one. If you just do that, you're fine. Okay. If you want to get more sophisticated, then you've got your dip close, which is dip past. I've only got 3 moving averages because this is a new coin. The 200 period hasn't emerged yet. So I'm using the 9. Dip past the 9, that's a close. A sign of exhaustion is a close. And my last one is close enough is good enough. If I'm hovering around a target and it's not quite there, but it's close enough and it looks like it's going to fade away, take my money off the table. Fine, close it, move on. I'm not emotionally attached to any trade, any coin, any meme, any business. I'm in it for the money. So I'm looking to take profit and move on. There's so many opportunities, and I hear people say, and I had this yesterday. So say, for example, this one was going crazy, and the people say, oh, well, it dropped off, but it could come back and do that. Yeah, good fucking hell is like. Okay, I don't, just because I'm in a trade, I have no emotional context or connection to a trade. I'll take my money, I'll move on. There's another opportunity right around the corner. But what if it did? What if this went down like that and then it shot off like a rocket and it made another 10,000 or 1,000% or what have you? Good, great, welcome for them. I could have set it up and got in on that one because it beat my previous target. I can still take that as an opportunity. But if I missed it, so fucking what? There's another one right around the corner. So never worry about your potentials in terms of, oh, I missed that opportunity and everything else. You didn't lose it. There's another opportunity right around the corner. It's good. So, okay. Let me just close that out. So, like I said, I want you to go through this replay a few times, okay? follow along with what I did. Go write down your paper trade. Okay. By the way, when you get here, come here, file, make a copy. Don't request edit access to this because obviously this is the master copy. Then it'll copy it to your Google account or download. You can download it as an Excel file. But when you come down to it, okay, so you put in your stop, whatever it would be. What were we doing? Cherry. Okay, as an example. So my stop is 005242. 0.005242. Okay, my target. Say, for example, I'm doing this 0.2914. 0.02914. Okay, my target profit. Say, for example, I'm starting off with 100%. So what's 100%? Target profit 200. It's 100% profit. Close date. When did it close? So this is where, okay, that's your open trade. And then when you actually close, what did you get? Oh, well, we actually got 125. So very simple. $125 profit. Okay. Close date. What the fuck was it? So day 30th. Okay. So in under a day, then 30, 24, realized profit, $125. Reason for the trade. This is important part is why did you get in? So first dip, session 2, masterclass. I write shorthand shit. So first dip, RR target, actually percent target. Hit target fast. Okay. Meme coin. Exit 4%. So I'll write little things about, first of all, why did I get in? And then, stuff like, why did I get out? It's a meme coin. So it reminds me, oh, don't hang around on this one. Keep an eye on it. So I'll write little shorthand shit as I go for my reason for getting in. And then when I get out, what did I exit for? Was there a reason? Oh, I'm traveling, or, going out for the day, closed for X profit, And then I'll also do things like, stressful week, or something like that, reducing trading. I'll make little notes of that. So when I've got 1,000 fucking trades, I can go back and review and say, yeah, you okay? I was consistent there. Oh, that week was an interesting week. Oh, that week was a very profitable week. This week I was busy. I was moving house or going to MotoGP or something like that. So focus came off a little bit. You'll start seeing all these things that you're doing and patterns. That's how you rock and roll. Okay. So you track this consistently with live trading. Yeah. So this paper trading log, where you can use this for as a calculator, you can track virtual trades, like paper trades. You can also use it for tracking your live trades. It's the same process. What we're doing here is just where we're targeting and then where we get out. And I would say for the first 30 days, if all you do is target for 100 or 200% and do that consistently, you're doing very fucking well. All the other stuff, we actually in day 4, we're going to talk about how to continue this and then refine this and some other strategies and techniques. A lot of other stuff. Tomorrow is like the most important day as far as I'm concerned. But if you just focus on 100% trading or target, and then just, double your money, double your money, double your money, very quickly things mount up. So I'm not going to go through oh, fuck it. Why not? Do you want me to go through and see if there's any new coins? A quick process to see if there's any new coins, and then see if we've got any opportunities. All right. How are we doing for time? Okay, we're at 50 minutes. I think we can do it. All right, so this is very much the same process I did where I posted that little video, little snippet video yesterday. So let's go to live new pairs and let's wipe the board. Let's clear the decks. So we've got nothing to look at. Okay, so I'm going to start with Ethereum because for paper trading, you can start here. But when you go live, you know, Solana, BNB, it's all valid. All right, so the first thing is I want at least 2 hours because on a 15-minute chart, so I'm starting here on a 15-minute chart, that's 4 bars or 8 bars, okay? So starting here, I'm looking for ones with total liquidity generally above 30,000. Liquidity is not your market cap, okay? So I'm looking for green to start off to make sure there's variance. And then that, so I'm going to open that one up. I'm just going to open in a new tab, okay? Scroll down, and I'm going to go from 2 hours to 8 hours. Okay, that's too small. That one, maybe. Open up. Okay. 22. Okay, let's wing. Okay, 8 million liquidity, and it's only launched 3 hours ago. And it's another wing. I smell bullshit, but we'll have a look, okay? We'll have a look at Baby Loose. So now this is the kind of clone that you'll see. When there's a popular coin, you'll have baby versions of it. We had that with Pepe, which exploded and did like 198,000%, and then Baby Pepe, which is one I made money. Okay, so we're at 3 hours now. Scrolling down 17. I'll open it up. Might be bullshit. 17. Usually you see your total liquidity is usually about anywhere from a one-on-one ratio to market cap, or it could be a 2-to-1. So there's as long as you've got a biggish number, you can see. We'll compare it in a moment. Looking at that, that's too small. Okay, 45K. There's a lot of these wings. There must be something going on with the wing. We'll see what's legit, what's bullshit. Trump Loose. So that's a combination of stuff right now. Loose coin and Trump coin, which, again, bullshit. But we'll don't care if it's legit, it makes me money. I don't care. Okay. Microsoft. Pool amount. 1 billion. So okay, that smells like bullshit. The total liquidity, just 2 grand. Well, you know what? I'm going to open it up and we can dismiss it very quickly. Okay. 4 hours. Okay. 94 seed. Okay. 26. Okay. There's a lot of these wing things. There must be a new thing out there. I mean, I haven't seen this happen. Okay. No. Okay. We're at 5 hours now. 5, 8. Okay, so I'm looking here for the greens and then scan down. Okay, multi. Okay, we'll open that up. Okay, 7 hours now. Okay. And I'll look at this Mr. Bitcoin. That's probably bullshit as well. Okay, so we've got now a big string to go through. Right, first of all, we'll go through and we'll kill all the red ones. Anything with a red audit, dead, 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 dead. Okay. Dead. 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 All right, so we've taken like a dozen coins, and now we've got it down to 5. Do you see how quick that was? Do I always use a 15-minute time frame? For new coins, yes, because I can see data. Okay, I can get a few bars and I can see things going on. But, okay, so this one's just taken off. It's only got 2 bars of data. Okay, well, let's have a look. Quick check. Audit, only 1 audit issue, which is balance modifiable. All right, let's have a look at token sniffer. Dead. Okay, there's a flag. Okay, guess what? Killed. Right, fine. Next, Trenborough. Tennyborough. I can't know, I'm fucking dyslexic. Okay, well, the first thing I'm seeing is chart looks interesting. We can mark off that, but let's just do our audit check. There's 3 audit things. What are those? Anti-whale, not worried about that. Trading cooldown, not worried about that really either. Let's have a look at token sniffer. 100 out of 100. Okay, new mascot of the Holy Church. Okay, so it's playing off loose. Now, I don't know if there's a website, we'd have to do deep dive, but so far, boom, we've got a potential. And it's hasn't beaten its first thrust yet, so that gives us time to go check it out. September. Okay, Trump loose. Okay. I pretty much expect this to be bullshit. Let's have a look at token sniffer. Yep, bullshit. Boom. Done. Done. Misa. Now, interesting. Oh, Misa microcap. Okay. The fuck did I do a Jar Jar Binks impression? Like I said, intrusive thoughts come forward when I haven't had much sleep and not enough caffeine. Okay, so right now, dropped. It's had that initial thrust. So I'm marking it off just for a Mark 1 eyeball check. Check the audits. Anti-whale, not worried about. Token sniffer, let's have a look. Okay, refreshing. So we haven't got a great big warning here. That's a good stuff. Misa AI, 100 out of 100. All right, cool. That's 2. Now I can deep dive on that one a little bit, go do my research. So again, these are setups. They haven't confirmed yet, but that's 2. Okay, Microsoft. Now, I expect this one's bullshit just because of the name. Also looking at the chart, no interest, and then a pop. Okay, so audit. Now the token has passed different audit checks, anti-whale. All right, go to token sniffer. Let's have a look. $80 out of 100. It passes muster. All right. It's above 75. Well, now, that being said, looking at it, there's no interest. There is a website. No, let's do our quick checks. So hit enter. This is like the worst of the 1990s. Obviously, this is a meme coin. It's not really any intrinsic value. I really have no fucking words. It's just like, it's like in this world, the world's cheesiest, worst websites ever. I mean, this is the world's, this is just shit. Okay, anyway, 322 followers, 96 subscribers. Yeah, I'm gonna walk away from that. That's just fucking hideous. So we got 2 out of about a dozen that we had, that again, from the 2-hour to 8-hour range, we found 2. Guess what? I'm gonna copy that. I'm gonna throw them in Discord real quick. Everyone, couple of coins to watch for trades for session the evening group. Okay, and we'll go to the other one. What was that? Okay. Cool. Liquidity, market cap 34. It's on the lower end. This one's got a market cap of 143. By the way, if you want to see the market cap, it's right down here, market cap. So this one on the lower side, 34. See, the liquidity was 17, but it's doubled. But it's on the lower end, but it's one we can watch. And we'll see what happens. See, right now, it's moving up. Maybe a trade later on. If there is, people trade it. But does that all make sense? A quick scan for new pairs. Scroll it down. Okay, dive a little deeper, do a little validity, on it. And then I've marked off the highs. If it goes above, I'll set my target. I'm done. That, and like I said, that took less than 5 minutes. This is why I call it my coffee cup routine, my morning coffee routine. It's just that quick, done. Now, how do I set alerts? Now, I've got a paid account with this. You can do this in the cell phone, but I've got a paid account with Dex Tools. So I can say, okay, well, this is my line in the sand. 0, and you can see there's a little tiny 5 there. So 5 zeros, 4911. Okay, so I can come over here, price alerts. I hold Dex Tools, Dex token. So I add a price alert. If it goes above, what was it? 5. I have to go back and look at this bugger. Okay. 4591. Okay, add a price alert. 5 leading zeros, 4, 5, 9, 1. If it goes above that, I'll get a notice. I'll get an email and yada, yada, yada. If you want to use a free version, you can use Dex Screener, and I'll just do here. I'll put in the token that I copied. Get rid of that. So do a search for this token. There's Tembro. You can do browser alert. So same thing. Now it might show different data. In this case, it looks slightly different. Oh, we're doing Tembra. Okay, it looks ever so slightly different. Tembra. Rendering of that data is different. Anyway, alerts, same thing. Set your price, goes over, create an alert, and I'll get a browser notification. Right. But yeah, that data looks slightly different. So it's pulling it from the blockchain. You can see. But you can also set that alert. You can set it exactly the same point and price. Now, one thing, if it says, and I've seen this happen sometimes with certain browsers, I'm using Microsoft Edge in this case. If it says, oh, enable alerts and it won't change, here's how you fix that. Come up here. So I did it just with a student I was doing a one-on-one with. And then you want to come over to permissions for this site. And you'll find notification, pop-ups and redirects allow. I'll allow pop-ups on these sites only. I don't allow them anywhere else. And notifications, that's the main one. And I set that to allow as default. Usually it's ask or by default, but I'll allow it. And then good. If I reset all the permissions, again, like I said, just set to allow. It should ask when you enable them, and it pops up a little thing up here. But yeah, all good, and we're done and dusted. And it's the same on Dex Tools, do the same. Okay. Other than that, I think we are doing pretty bloody well. Okay, how do you know when to do 50, 100% or 2? I always start with 100, and then if it's moving very quickly, then I'll set it to 200. If it's moving slower, then I'll do like a block of 50 or something. But my first target is always 100%. So that's great. What market cap level are you looking for? 50K minimum on Ethereum. There you go. Okay, yeah, let's go back to this, and I want to talk about the millionaire mindset. So we talked about, I'll do a Q&A at the end, okay? So like I said, there's 3 things that you need. Really, this is a life lesson. It's a way to hone in, I would say, your money-making abilities. This covers entrepreneurship, life, but also trading. Emotional discipline. Cultivating the ability to stay calm and focused under pressure. Give you an example. Putting together a giant product launch like I do, it's a lot of pressure, okay? You've got to have everything working, you've got to work with affiliates, you've got to do all this kind of stuff. That's all the while structuring and creating the masterclass and the content and everything else that we do. It's a lot of work and a lot of pressure, especially when you're on a deadline. Staying calm, getting it done, blah, 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 break it down. You know, it's one of those things. It's the same with any aspect of life. So under pressure, knowing you got a plan, a positive expectancy strategy, knowing that, yeah, even when things are going wrong, you can stay calm and work through it, then yeah, done. Being adaptable is very important. This is a ever-changing and quick environment. New things are happening all the time, new shifts, new paradigms. It's okay. You need to be able to be adaptable to those situations to maximize your success. Acceptance of losses, very important. You are going to lose. Occasionally, you might lose several in a row, and it's going to feel fucking terrible. But your winners will eclipse your losers, and that's the whole point and purpose of this. Everything I've shown you maximizes your win rate, minimizes the bullshit, and you will still lose. You need to accept that that's part of the process. Over time, your winners will eclipse your losers. Even if you lose more trades than you win, your winners should eclipse, in terms of monetary value, everything. But again, if my average win rate's about 70 to 75%, and that's over a long period of time. Okay, so if you again practice and do what we said, stay within those parameters, you'll do pretty well. And you need patience and persistence. Okay, this isn't an overnight success. Hey, you might get lucky, you might get a few home runs, you might do it right off the bat. It's unlikely, but consistency is the key. Continuous learning and patience and persistence. And continuous learning is, hey, always learn new techniques, new refinements, new processes. I'm always going down different rabbit holes and studying this stuff, because the more I'm ingrained in this, the easier it gets. It takes time and experience and hanging out with others on the same path, and then you get that shared benefit of experience as well. But a proven strategy plus mindset equals consistent profit. But how do you become consistent? Well, I've given you a trading plan. Now, we've developed that. I've given that to you so you can create a comprehensive and well researched trading plan. Well, you don't have to do that. I've given it to you. I've given you mine, the one that outlines your strategies, risk management, and everything else. Establish a routine. I gave you a 60-minute routine. As you saw, I could do it in 5. But as you're getting into this, make it a routine. Make it like, I said this yesterday, earlier on in the morning session, is like the gym. Hey, most people skip the gym. Don't skip the gym, okay? Go to the fucking gym, says one of my favorite guys on Reels says. But in this case, go to the fucking trade. Go to the charts. Go to the charts. Go to the fucking charts. Establish your routine. Make it a pattern. Risk management is critical, okay? This is why we say plan where you're going to get out before you get in. You know, where you've got your stops and, you know, position sizing and everything else. And review and refine. That's why we have a trading log, which is, you know, a trading journal, trading log, whatever you want to call it. That's why we have that. So I always want to review where I am, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, is there potential, and then maintain that trading log. Is it keeping me straight? Am I on the right track? Am I doing stuff wrong? I can only do that when I've recorded everything. Okay, so that is, think of this as your standard operating procedure for a business. And like I said, I bring a business mindset to everything. Yeah, that's why we got this checkbox list and everything else. So assignment time. Go find new launch coins on DEX Tools. Do your quick sweep, eliminate. You can do the same process I just did. Post your find in the group and then paper trade it. Okay, if you get a setup, paper trade it. Set your initial target to 100%. Did you hit that target? If so, post your win in Discord. Maybe do it a couple of times before the next session. Okay, simple as that. So, quick recap. How to put it all together into production line process, develop the $1 million mindset, be consistent in, or be consistency. Dyslexia. Be consistent in your approach, double tap for extra profits, and we covered a lot more as well. So, like I said, bonus session tomorrow. Make sure you are there. It's the most important one of all. I'm going to show you some ways to make this even easier. And let's do some Q&A. All right, Tam, I'm going to ask you to pull out some questions while I take a drink here.
No problem. Let's see. Let's do the last one. Where did it go? Well, someone wants to cover the double tap again.
That's more of, again, that was part of the inner circle,
Yeah.
separate bonus training, just for reference. We talked about it briefly, but that was part of the inner circle package. So yeah, again, I'm skimming over it because there's a set for what we're talking about here. Let me just recap. Where is Cherry? Okay. So if we're out of a trade, in this case, is there a second opportunity to get in? So if we hit a target and we've done our 200% or we got out here. Is there, mark off the high, is there another opportunity to get back in? And like I said, if there isn't, this one was dead and then popped up and then dropped away. That's a double tap. That's a double tap opportunity. But there's a more in-depth version that we're going to do with Inner Circle people. That's what they, that's part of their package and everything else. All right, next.
Okay. Can you set alerts for more than one micro cap symbol at a time? And
yes, you can set as many as you like.
Okay. And can you set Google alerts?
No.
No. Okay. So that covers those two.
It's only internal to the app and they're in control of it.
Right. Let's see. We covered the 50%, 100%, 200% blocks. We covered that. And let me go back a little farther. And do you always use a 15-minute time frame?
Yes.
And why we did that?
These coins, because I want to see initial data on a newly launched coin, yeah, 15 minutes is my ideal time frame. Can you still upgrade? Yes, you can. It's titansedgeformula.com/inner circle. You can still upgrade if you want to.
And I'll grab that and I'll throw that in there in just a second.
Okay, thank you. And I am Inner Circle. Is it one of the Inner Circle replays? It's not done yet. I will be doing that along with the bonus sessions after the main masterclass. I'll either sit down and record them and put them out separately, but I want everyone to focus on these initial sessions and everything else to understand the basics, the foundation. Then those will build up on that, and that's including the 10x accelerator method, which is a very, very powerful training. And then, we'll talk about the double tap as
well. Okay. Can we cover stops and limit orders and how those apply to
don't apply. They don't necessarily, in the traditional sense, apply in microcap world. You can't place a take profit or a stop loss order or limit order because this is not in exchange world. This is direct. So what you do is you have these markers where if it go, and I use the long position tool to set, okay, this is where I will take profit. This is where I will get out if it breaks below that. You can set alerts at these points. So if it goes up over this, or if it goes down past this, send an alert, and then you have to manually close the trade. There's no traditional trading, you're swapping here. So there's no, oh, if it does this, automatically close the trade. There's none of that. So you set those markers and those points, and then pull out.
Okay. How about for us newbies, always trade with new launches? Or can you try other existing coins and use a different time period?
That's a very good question. Initially, new coins for the 100%. If you're in the inner circle, again, we'll talk about the double tap, and that is more for established coins. And you can see other opportunities for ones that have more data, more market cap. And like an example would be SPX, with SPX 6900. This is a long-term coin that I've done a lot with. But if I take that on a 4-hour time frame, if I want to be a little more passive about it, then you can see here from September 13th, it took off like a freaking freight train. But even before that, there's many, many, many trades here. And you saw that example with the $100 into $315,000 was done with double tap methods on this. And recently it went fucking bananas. So yeah, every coin wants to be SPX right now, but they're not. This is a rarity coin, but when it's one that actually, we did this masterclass last year, and it was a newly launched coin. And we talked about it and it faded away, but then it took off and it did very, very well. And it's done well for over a year. And yeah, it was a new coin we talked about in the very first masterclass. Okay, next.
Just putting a couple of links for upgrades for people, and the trading sample doc is in the resource doc. It's there for them, the calculator and all of that stuff.
Yes.
So the next one is, I mean, this is a typical question that comes up a lot, is what time of day?
Doesn't matter.
With those.
There's new coins launched. I mean, like this is 8 p.m. Or 9 p.m. in the evening American time. It's first thing in the morning here. And again, you saw me, I went through 12 coins, found 2 possible trades. But I'll watch them. It doesn't matter what time.
Yeah. Okay. Here's an interesting one. How do you get the red, yellow audit button moved onto your DEX screen with social media and MetaMask? Not sure what that means.
Yeah, I think what you're trying to say. Okay, so here's the thing. On DEX tools, it's automatic. It's always here. If people have updated what they're doing, like Tembro here. Okay, there's 3 audits automatically done on the release of the coin. There's no social media. There's nothing posted yet. The trust score doesn't exist. So it's a new coin. What happens is with a lot of these new coins, they come back and update it and post that stuff as it's found. If I'm deep diving on this one, I'm going to take the token and research it. I will try and do a Google search for the token and see if I can find any information about it. I can take it over to Twitter. So I can go, or x.com, whatever it redirects now. Old habits die hard. I can go and search. Yes, fuck off. I can search for this token. Is there anyone talking about it? Timbro, Gem Finder. Okay, there's the 21 subscribers. Okay. Is that it? Okay, new listing alert. Timbro, okay. I can try and find any official information, but I want to make sure it's the token. So if I go to the Telegram, I want to make sure in the admin stuff that it's this. But yeah, there's a few people talking about it, but not really that much. So I would want to make sure that is legit and official. dive deep, but that's how you then go find information about it and see if there's anything real about it. So
Okay,
I'll
Okay.
do 3 more.
3 more, okay. So another one that's kind of an interface question. This is from Bob, who says, I noticed in the video that you put up earlier today, your favorites folder in Dex Tools look to be customized. If that's true, what did you do to accomplish that? So it's kind of an
Very
interface.
good question. Okay, so Dex Tools over here, when you have a basic, or you've connected your wallet, you can create different lists. So I have 3, you can create, I'll just call this one bollocks. Okay, so I'll create a list called bollocks, and then I can add things to that if I want to modify. So I have one that's active trades. So apparently I have 2 that's called active, probably because I was doing this same thing. A main list of just general watches, staging area, which is ones that are currently pending trades. So I could add those 2 that we found to this. And then active trades, of which I've got 2 apparently, and I need to go remove them. So I can then switch between them. Active, fill those out because they're old. Staging area, we've got 2, he and Casper. Let's have a look at what Casper did. That's another coin that people found. It never actually confirmed. So yeah, fine. Maybe it'll confirm later, who knows? So those are staging, they're pending trades. He actually did, that's fine, but okay, cool. Now I come over to Tenborough. Actually, I'll put them in Discord. Now that I've lost the fuckers. So I've got these 2 that are pending setup. Well, now I can come over here, click this star button, add it to a staging area. And I can do the same. This one. That's it. That up. We can see. Done. All right. So yeah, okay. 2 more.
How many followers or subscribers do you want to see as a minimum if you're doing a deeper dive on a coin?
Twitter, at least 300 to 500. Yeah, I like 500. I'll accept 300 because there's a sentiment shift in Twitterverse. Some people, since Elon took over, you know, it's become very divisive in that regard, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. But it's still a lot there. So I would say 300 to 500 is a minimum. And then on Telegram, I like to see 1,000. So we saw that with Tenborough, and again, I haven't done all the deep dive validity and verified all that is the official Telegram. So again, I could do that and then I could see, but yeah, right now, looking like there wasn't a lot on them.
One more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay.
We'll wrap it up.
Let's see. This is a simple one. Can the stop loss be more than your trade amount? Not really.
No. If I put in $100 and it goes below, the most I can lose is what I put in. And it's unlike, I mean, yeah, you can't lose more than you trade with, which is why I always say dial in your number, trade small, and then you can practice. But you're paper trading for 30 days anyway, which is practicing your business risk-free. But you can't lose more than you put in.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gents. We are going to wrap it up. Code for today is consistency. Okay, and do put in your aha moment from today's training in the Discord group. And like I said, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you are on session 4, even if, that we did say, for the inner circle people, especially, or for the red carpet people, should I say, because we're doing the extended red carpet session right after this. Give me 2 minutes after we're done here. You can come in costume if you want. It's entirely up to you because it is Halloween. Okay, we'll have a little bit of fun with that. If people actually do this, Tim, I'm gonna laugh my motherfucking ass off. I really am. I'm gonna have a complete breakdown. And there will be screen caps. So just be aware of that. But yeah, fucking hilarious. All right, ladies and gents, thank you for your time and attention. We are going to go, give me 2 minutes. We'll go over to the special link for the red carpet, folks. And then we'll rock and roll from there. But see you in session 4 tomorrow. All right, take care.